Gemini, and welcome to your monthly love predictions reading. We're looking at the middle of September until the middle of October. If you're looking for a more general predictions reading, your September reading is live. I highly recommend you check that out if you haven't seen it already, as messages could correspond. Now, before we get into this, I'm going to be doing this reading a little bit different to what I usually do. We are still going to get 3 key themes for you about your love life for the month ahead, like which 3 themes you can expect to experience when it comes to love. But I'm also going to be asking Spirit about your person who you're dealing with in love, whether they are an old person in terms of someone who's already established in your life, or a new person, someone who isn't very established or who is yet to come in. We're going to be having a look at how that person is thinking and feeling about you in the month ahead. And we're going to separate that from the themes just so that we can kind of get more clarity about what you're dealing with in love. We're going to get lots of tarot to clarify and lots of advice as well. So let's get into it, Gemini. Well, start by pulling 3 cards, please, Spirit. Which 3 cards will offer us the main 3 themes that Gemini can expect to experience when it comes to love? I'm hearing opposites attract, so that's interesting. At the back of the deck is Void of Course reverse. So I do think that some of y'all are coming out of a situation that hasn't been very fruitful and you're trying to find solutions. Or that Void of Course reversed is more about you kind of really peering into a situation that isn't going to improve and hyperfixating on it in an unhelpful way. Let's have a look. We'll clarify with tarot, but I want to have a look at your other cards. We have opposition, opposites attract apparently. We have 7. All these cards are reversed too, interesting. And we have cardinal. So I want to start with opposition. Opposition is usually an aspect in your chart in which you may experience challenges due to those 2 planets conflicting and being opposing. However, in your case, it's reversed. So I think that something that was difficult may be a lot easier to work with in the month ahead. A situation in your love life that may have created challenges could be actually a lot more accommodating. It could be that you're seeing signs of improvement, or you're feeling like it's not that big of a deal as much as it was originally. I do think some of you are just finding better ways to kind of overcome the challenges in your love life, but I want to get tarot to kind of clarify, what is this opposition energy about for Gemini in the month ahead when it comes to love? Okay, we have a card, the 8 of Swords. It's possible that you were overthinking this situation and making it out to be bigger than it was, but I just feel like you're not this helpless martyr anymore. You're finding solutions, you're seeing clearly, you're thinking clearly, because that is your strongest suit, Gemini. You have the ability to think outside of the box when you want to. You have the ability of seeing things that other people don't. You're very receptive. So I think that you're picking up on things that you may have missed before, or you're feeling like the situation isn't as hopeless as it used to be. The 2 of Pentacles. One more card. We have the Ace of Cups. If you've been single and you've been kind of single for a while, or you haven't felt like you've received any good opportunities in love, I do see that changing in the month ahead. I see you feeling more confident about offering love to somebody who has piqued your interest. I also think that this is a theme that is impacting those who are already dealing with someone, because it feels like you're seeing the situation as something that isn't as hopeless as it used to be. You have options now. You're reaching a state of balance, and you're finding ways to kind of overcome the hurdles with this 2 of Coins. It could have to do with patience, it could have to do with planning, and it could also just have to do with kind of being able to juggle a couple of things at once. I do think with the Ace of Cups being here, all of this is leading to a new opportunity in love. And it feels like for a lot of you, it has to do with you kind of putting yourself out there. I see some of you initiating this. I see some of you suggesting a solution to someone who you've been having a hard time with. If this is your partner, it almost feels like you're saying like, hey, I want to try this because obviously our relationship hasn't been working as well as it could have. Like, can we do this instead? I'm thinking of doing this, because the 5 of Pentacles at the back of the deck is saying that the situation has been physically challenging. Someone's felt lonely, or if they felt like the other person hadn't been prioritizing them or the relationship, and they were feeling out in the cold, left behind, like they had to kind of fight for the attention of the other person. And if you're a single Gemini, it does feel like you're going to kind of try to pursue someone because you are feeling lonely, and you're trying to be more aware of the people around you so that you don't feel lonely. What is the advice here for Gemini, please, Spirit? What is the advice? We're going to go with this card. Interesting. I'm hearing don't dream it's over. So I do see a change. Your advice is the medallion reversed. I see a change, and I feel like it's very much about your perception and what you're willing to do to make positive changes over here to ensure that these challenges are no longer challenges. The medallion reversed is like the reward for your hard work. So I see you being a bit tough on yourself here. I see you choosing something that isn't about giving up, but redirection. It does feel like you're not willing to kind of admit defeat. If you're in a relationship with someone or a situationship with someone, you're just trying to find another way to get a better outcome. And it does feel like you're settling. I'm not going to lie, because the medallion's reversed. You can't get the best possible thing, so you're going to opt for the lesser quality for now. I do think that that medallion reversed is about you staying open-minded about the outcome and the circumstances in which you may get what you want. It may not be exactly how you originally idealized it, because I do think that some of you guys were just really stuck in your head about this, or that you idolized the outcome, and now you're realizing that it's not exactly as you originally saw it to be, for better or for worse. The medallion's an interesting energy for advice. It's almost asking you, are you settling, Gemini? Could you give yourself more? Are the circumstances of you maybe feeling lonely or left out, meaning that you are reaching for something that is below the quality of what you deserve? That's more of a question, but it is pretty helpful advice, because I could see how that could go a little bit askew for you. So let's have a look at your second theme here with 7. 7 is interesting because for that card to be reversed, I see impatience. I also see you trying to figure out if you should just give up and try a different direction, which is very similar to that, to be honest. I think that some of you guys are struggling to connect with the signs of a situation. I almost feel like the universe is throwing you bones and saying, like, Gemini, this is it. And you're like, where? What am I doing? Why am I so alone? You know, like, you're not noticing obvious signs here. What is going on with the 7 theme for Gemini? We have the 3 of Pentacles. Some of you have an admirer in a physical place, a physical setting, like a community setting, a workplace for some of you, a school setting for some of you. And I feel like you're not noticing them. You're not aware of the fact that this person is admiring you. You're also being called to work with other people, especially when it comes to building your confidence or getting what you want when it comes to love. For some of you, you have your eye on someone, and I just feel like people could help get the 2 of you together. I also see some of you getting set up by someone else, someone going like, hey, Gemini, I've got someone that you would be interested in. Interesting. One more card. We have the 6 of Pentacles reversed, and at the back of the deck is the 4 of Cups. I almost see you guys rejecting someone here. I'm not going to lie. I think somebody may have taken things a bit too far with you. Someone may be mistaking, I mean, this is common for a lot of air signs. Someone may be mistaking the situation and thinking that y'all are more than friends. And I just feel like you're going to have to shut that thing down real quick. I don't see reciprocity. I see selfishness, or I see one person wanting more than the other person. This theme is all about focusing on what is best for you, regardless of which side of the scale you fit on. I think that for a lot of you, it's you that are having to kind of turn down because you're like, we're co-workers. Like, we go to the same school, we have to work on this project together. I don't want to date you. That's just making things overly complicated. I do see you guys rejecting someone, but for those who are on the other side, I think that you really just need to be more aware of the signs, sweets. The 7 reversed is talking about uprooting something for you and planting a new seed here. And for a lot of you, it's about just building your confidence and realizing that you attract exactly what is meant for you. And sometimes rejection is literally, rejection is redirection, but it's also divine protection. I feel like some of y'all are missing key signs here. This theme is interesting because there's so many different things happening. For some of you, this is a secret admirer who you're rejecting because you're just not focused on them. You're focused on something else. And so you're feeling like your love life isn't growing anywhere, but this person's feelings for you are growing in the meantime. For others of you, this is about meeting someone in like a group setting, which is why it feels like a workplace. It could even be at your local grocery store if you're a bit of a famous one. And every time you go in, you talk to people. I feel like you catch eyes. And in that scenario, you're having to reject this person because you don't feel that connection. You're more focused on someone else or yourself, more than likely. And then for others of you, it feels like very rarely you may be feeling rejected by someone's lack of effort towards you. And you may be feeling like that you're not getting any good offers and opportunities in which you are being called to redirect that energy towards your own confidence and making sure that you keep that confidence to attract an equally confident and self-aware person. It's interesting, this theme. Regardless, you're not happy, like you're frustrated with the results you're being given, and you're getting impatient about how long is it going to take to attract the outcome that I want in this situation, to attract what I want in love in this situation. I'm getting unfruitful outcomes. I want something better. And it feels like you're missing all the intuitive signs from the universe in terms of what it is that you need to do to attract this. You're sitting there with your arms crossed and you're going, nah, I'm just not getting what I want. And the universe is literally trying to give you exactly what you want. So what is the advice here for Gemini with the 7 reversed? We have the flame. I feel like some of y'all are blinded by the light here. You have this idealized version of how things are going to work out. You're not noticing the cracks in this vision. Some of you need to be more aware of the fact that you are creating this outcome. This is interesting. The orphan reversed is that feeling of building your confidence because your insecurities are attracting this. I actually see most of you being in a really good place, and this may just be a case of you trying not to get impatient with the process. You're manifesting something over here, Gemini. I think you just need to be a little bit more patient, and I do think that you need to just be ready and open to receive. Like a moth to a flame, you're attracting something towards you here, and it feels really positive because underneath that 4 of Cups was the Wheel of Fortune. So you may not see it at first. You may be missed opportunity, or you may not recognize it as being exactly what you want because it doesn't look like what you want, but it is energetically exactly what you've been manifesting. So your advice with the flame is to stay true to your overall outcome and to be aware of how you may be misinterpreting or ignoring certain signs that are indicating that this is very close to becoming reality. It's interesting. It feels like you're not quite seeing the bigger picture here, if that makes sense. And I don't think you're meant to either. With this flame, we're almost seeing these tracks that are keeping your focus right in the middle, but there's so much going on outside of those lines. You're not meant to know everything. You're only ever given as much as you can handle. So I do think that that's an interesting theme of trying to kind of just focus on your energy and not getting too frustrated with the fact that things aren't working out the way that you want, but being aware of how these rejections may be redirections in a better direction. My gosh, it's a lot of words. Okay, let's keep going. We'll clarify cardinal now. Your last theme, cardinal, Spirit. Clarify cardinal for Gemini. We have the 3 of Pentacles again, this time reversed. Clarify cardinal. You have a lot of earth energy. We also have the 6 of Wands. Clarify cardinal. Clarify cardinal, please, Spirit. I'm going to take this one. We have the Ace of Cups. You got the Ace of Cups twice. It's very clear that there's a new love opportunity for you. With the Seven of Swords at the back of the deck, you got to be honest about what you want. And you also have to be very clear about what you want. I think that some of you are dealing with someone who needs to know where you stand with them, and they need to know what the expectations are. Cardinal reversed is saying this isn't you initiating. This is just you being receptive, clear, and ready to receive whatever the heck is coming your way. Three of Pentacles reversed. This kind of tells me that there's something going on in the background here. The Six of Wands is talking about bringing that into the public space, though, making it more known to the wider community. For some of you, this is about making a relationship official, standing up for what you want in a relationship, someone not being too shy and being more proud of having you in their life, making things more publicly official. I could also see how this is someone just needing to kind of recognize you more in a public space and kind of see you as their partner more. So I'm getting that, like, you haven't been very impressed with this person's actions towards you. Maybe they haven't been the kind of partner who recognizes you in a public space, and so you're wanting them to be more expressive. But for others who are single, I feel like you're being blindsided by a love offer that you weren't expecting. A secret admirer who is going to make themselves very proud and known. With the Six of Wands, I'm seeing peacocking. I'm seeing someone literally like trying to get your attention by making themselves very attractive. And I feel like with Cardinal reversed, it's not you doing anything. It's very much about what is happening to you and for you. I feel like, Gemini, this is just about being receptive, being very clear about what you want. Don't lead this person on if you don't want something with them. They're very much not what you're expecting. And this whole situation is going to make you feel confused a little bit because you're like, damn, I got a lot of options. But this is still an opportunity worth investing. I do see deep feelings developing, and I also see a lot of like happiness, because this person is someone who overgives due to insecurity, but we're not going to delve into that. This isn't a therapy session for this secret admirer. They are going to be someone who always feels like they have to overcompensate with you because they're not entirely secure in this connection. They feel like they're punching above their weight. And so they're going to kind of be the one who kind of overgives at risk of losing. So I'm not saying that that's a good thing, but it puts you in a very secure position. So what is the advice here for Gemini with Cardinal? We have the Forest and the Siren. I feel like this person is very attracted to you. Your advice is to just kind of, with that Siren, I'm feeling like whatever you've been doing physically, keep doing it. Your appearance looks amazing. You may have switched up your style recently. You may have been more confident in your style recently. It's literally, again, like a moth to a flame. That might be your little byline. I think with the Forest, with the Forest here, let your friends help you. I feel like this is going to be something that makes you feel more confident in who you are. And this could also be something that you may need to kind of just let develop with time, because I think that whoever this person is, you may have mutual friends or you may be very similar, and there is a kindred feeling here with the Forest. Your advice is to not rush this situation and to use it to kind of confirm that you've been doing something right here when it comes to making yourself feel good about yourself and just trying to attract something towards you. Because I feel like a lot of you have been patiently manifesting love or patiently manifesting an ideal partner, and this person could be that person. Otherwise, take it as confirmation that whatever it is you're doing, it's working and the right person isn't too far away. But I definitely think like deep feelings with this person. I could see things turning into quite a serious relationship with them. So speaking of people, have a look at people. We're going to have a look at the old person first, someone who's already established in your life, who you have history with, for example, or who you're in a relationship with. How is that person feeling about Gemini in the month ahead? Okay, we have the Desert. Okay. Feeling high and dry, apparently. How is this person feeling about Gemini, the old person? the established person, the one that Gemini has history with. If you don't have a person, then just wait for the next one. But this is for those who have history with someone. We have discussed Arlo Parks Cola. Interesting. So the established person, the person who has already been a part of your life, they are feeling high and dry. They feel like you've left them to their own devices and that you're not as invested as you used to be. They're also feeling like there's still a lot of love in this connection, but there's also a lot of spite. And there isn't a genuine sense of connection. So for some of you, your relationship with this person has caused separation recently. And I feel like you're doing a lot better than what they are. They may internalize this, but they are looking at you with a feeling of like, how could we let it get to this point? Now, for others of you, this could be the case of them just kind of putting pressure on the relationship. I'll be honest with you. This person needs to be more honest with you. The moon is saying they're kind of suppressing all of this. And I feel like they're taking shit out on you that isn't even your fault. It's not your problem, but you're copping it. It feels very similar to Libra in that sense, but I just think it's petty and it's unnecessary, and it's putting us in a position where we're like, really? Like, you're going to push me to, well, fine, like, I'm going to do this instead, and I'm going to focus on me, and I'm going to attract this and that. And they're just like, wow, you just leave me to my own devices. Take your orchids elsewhere. I love you to death, but now I don't really care. I see pettiness. I see regret eventually, but in the month ahead, there's a lot of internalization with this person who's already established in your life. And I don't think you deserve that kind of behavior, at least not entirely, even if you're being petty as well. And it's sort of a tit for tat situation. This person should be more forthcoming with how they truly feel and what they're actually going through. So let's get some quick advice there. How should you deal with that person in the month ahead? This one person who's already established in your life. What is the advice for Gemini? One card. Love it. We have Saturn return. What goes around comes around. Remember karma, Gemini. Don't do anything that could create more bad karma for you. This is a lesson to be learned, and you are going to be glowing up once you learn that lesson, once you cut that baggage. I'm feeling like for some of you, this is an X, and you just need to keep moving forward. Saturn return is saying you're going to have a glow up. It hasn't been easy for you, but it's really important that you pay attention to what the signs have been telling you and to what all these lessons have been telling you, so that you keep moving forward and you don't look back. We don't want to repeat those karmic lessons. We don't need to go back and relearn them. So let's just keep moving forward. Let's embrace the glow up of our hard work, our learnings, and let's appreciate the fact that what goes around comes around. We don't need to deal with it. Let the universe deal with it. Let's have a look at a new person that may be coming into your life, or somebody who isn't well established in your life yet. How does the new person feel about Gemini in the month ahead? This is someone who you wouldn't have had a relationship with, for example, someone who has maybe come in now or will come in the month ahead. We have the kiss at the back of the deck. So this person is trying to figure out how you feel. In the month ahead, they're going to be feeling like it's very difficult to get a good read on you. Even if you are a chatty Gemini, for example, I feel like when it comes to feelings, you keep your cards close to your chest. This person is really going to spend a lot of time watching you, this new person. And I feel like they're the secret admirer that I was picking up on. This person is trying to ground something with you, Gemini. They want a new beginning with you. They want to start something with you. They want to build solid foundations, but they need to know more about how you're feeling. This person can tell that you're hung up on something or someone else. They're asking if you believe in life after love with this believe by Sure. They're also saying that they have to be very vigilant in this connection. So they feel like they're needing to be very obvious with you. They're needing to be very consistent. This could be someone that messages you every day when you're just sort of talking, literally just making sure that like they're the first person you're speaking to and the last person that's on your mind before you go to bed. It could be a bit full on, Gemini, I'm not going to lie. But I see this person just really trying to make themselves an obvious choice for you in the month ahead because they don't 100% trust that their feelings for you are reciprocated. They feel like you're really hard to read. You're showing that two-face sign, and not in like a rude way, but like they see one version of you and then they see another version and they're like, well, shit, like how do they actually feel? Maybe you're very like outgoing around them and bubbly, and then they go home and they're like, I don't even like know this person's last name. Like they're so good at small talk, or they're so funny and with their witty humor. Like I don't even know if they actually like me. Like they're just this person is very enamored by you. I'm gonna be honest, like I see them just having a really good time around you and loving the way that you make them feel, but they aren't sure how they make you feel. What is the advice here for Gemini with this person? Okay, a few cards came out, but I wasn't going to take them. We have second house at the back. Yeah, you got to be patient with the situation. Don't rush into a relationship with them, especially for my LGBTQ plus community, LGBTQI plus community. Just don't rush into something, okay? Grand Cross is your main advice card. That is talking about needing to like look at things from all angles, because sometimes a Grand Cross can be a very challenging situation to be in. I'm not saying don't try, but I also think that this person's coming in very hot and they need to kind of cool down, and you need to kind of set a pace that is more comfortable for you, because you are still dealing with something with someone that's already established in your life, or you are still needing to focus on your confidence in general and how you see yourself. I feel like this new person, your main advice with Grand Cross is be aware of the challenges and conflicts. Don't let them stand in your way, but definitely take it as a sign that you need to kind of slow down, reevaluate, and consider the best way forward. Don't rush this situation. So that's what I'm seeing for you, Gemini, when it comes to love in the month ahead. I hope this reading was helpful for you. I hope it was informative. You may have messages in your moon or Venus sign when it comes to love readings. I recommend you check that out. Otherwise, thank you so much for joining me. It's been a pleasure to read for you today, and I hope to connect with you in another video. Bye.